Just when you think we're done getting news about the they really said, man, you know what? Here go 4 more for you. Because not only do we get our first public reactions to the first 30 minutes of Fantastic Four First Steps, but we got a whole bunch of new images, new footage, new story details, an insane Doomsday connection, and a tease at a potential Spider-Man and Fantastic Four crossover. And you know me, if I get a little bit of crumbs, I'm gonna make a 5-star meal. And either way, me and you know what we gotta do. We gotta talk about it. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. But for real, we just got a whole bunch of reactions to the first 30 minutes of Fantastic Four First Steps, thanks to some launch events that Disney has been doing across the country. And today was Australia and New Zealand's turn. And with that, we got a sense for how people are feeling about this film so far. With one review saying that it looks colorful and exciting, it feels refreshingly different from the mainline MCU, which is something that I love to hear and was why I was so excited to see this movie, because it's set on a retro-futuristic 1960s, which means they have the liberty to get more creative. But on top of that, it's full of interesting world building, packed with intergalactic mayhem, which is something that has been desperately needed in a Fantastic Four movie, because if you know the Fantastic Four, if you read the books, watch the shows, and really just consume any Fantastic Four media outside of the films, you know just how much they are travelers on top of just being a family and a team. So I absolutely love hearing that. And the last thing this person said is it feels like a cartoon come to life, which is actually something that we've heard for Superman, which is really interesting. So it's nice to hear that both DC and Marvel are going back to their roots. But on top of that early reaction, we actually got another early reaction from a Brazil event that has even more details, saying Reed and Sue share plenty of screen time together, as they should. They are the matriarch and patriarch of this team. This is really interesting, but this review notes that Reed's stretching powers look amazing in the film. The plot seems to revolve around Sue and Franklin, which now, thanks to new trailers and teasers, we know exactly what that plot revolves around, which I'll get into in a second. But Reed takes charge and leads most of the team's decisions. Ben and Johnny make a strong impression. Shia LaBeouf's action scenes are absolutely insane. And speaking of action, there's a lot of action with everyone using their powers. Each character seems to have their own clear arc. The visuals are immersive and full of detail. Several villains show up with other big villains referenced. And on top of that, the CGI is top notch. I've heard enough absolute cinema. And while it is cool to see everyone loving this movie from the first 30 minutes, we have to remember it is the first 30 minutes and it's also someone else's opinion. And if you've been around my channel, you know how much I advocate for you to make your own opinion on a film. Watch it for yourself. That doesn't mean we can't have some fun and listen to what other people are saying. But at the end of the day, when I watch it, when you watch it, we're all gonna have our own opinion on the film. And I'm hoping and praying that we all love it. So far, so good for the first 30 minutes. But moving on to a quote that I found very interesting because it got my brain spinning because I had a brain blast. Because while on one of these red carpets, Joseph Quinn, who plays Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, was asked which Marvel hero he would love to team up with, and he couldn't have said a more perfect answer. He said he would love to see the Human Torch team up with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. He even went as far as to say that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man ever. You got a little too much dip on your chip there, Joseph. Relax. But I think when it's all said and done, he might be right. And I don't know about you, but I need that more than I need air, because this shit means something to me. Like, I had to make this image. That's how excited I am for it. Like, just imagine the relationship between Spider-Man and Johnny Storm. He's definitely gonna give him that man a bunny ears. And this is just one of my favorite friendships and dynamics in the entire Marvel Comics history. I'll never forget how juiced I was playing those racing missions in Ultimate Spider-Man, because I was ass. And I would be getting so frustrated all the time. Like, why am I looking at this fucking hot guy is crazy, by the way. Why did I phrase it like that? He's hot? I'm not wrong. Technically, it is a pause, though. But I was so fed up with getting crop dusted by flame. I would spend so much time in the lab, cooking in the kitchen, working every offseason, beat this man in a race. And the reason I love this friendship so much is because they have some of the most fun interactions in comics history. Their own little Spider-Man Human Torch team-up miniseries was actually a lot of fun. It's easily got some of their best interactions of all time. Like, in particular, I love when they get into little debates about responsibility and how Peter is jealous because Johnny got all this great power with none of the responsibility. Like, I was like, oh, Peter fucking spitting bars. Or some of the more insane interactions, like Johnny cooking up breakfast in a fucking thong. If we can get a picture of Julia Roberts and Human Torch in a thong, we can certainly get a picture of this weirdo. But this is something that we all desperately need in live action. And it would be one of the biggest fumbles in Marvel cinematic history if they do not have Spider-Man joining the Fantastic Four at some point, interacting with them at some point in time. Because legitimately, he and probably She-Hulk are the two biggest honorable members of this family. Dating all the way back to the original Secret Wars, when he gets the symbiote suit for the first time, who does he go to first to study it? Reed Richards. So I could definitely see them doing this interaction after Secret Wars. Maybe Tom gets the suit there. He goes to Reed Richards for some help, and then we can get that funny ass bombastic bagman moment, which, by the way, I feel like this Tom Holland kid would make a good bombastic bagman. I don't know, probably just me though. Hey, I made this joke on Twitter like a couple months ago, and it was so funny the amount of people who legitimately thought bombastic bagman was a different person. L-ball knowledge. But outside of that, they've had constant team-ups in the comics, their own series together. When Johnny died and they started the Future Foundation in his name, Peter was the first person to become that fourth member of the Fantastic Four in his honor. And also, I would love a live-action MCU Future Foundation suit. Or as your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man would like to call it, the Oscorp suit. We are not calling it that, little bro. This is the fucking Future Foundation suit. I can't believe they took it from us, Carmine. That was today. Or shit, just give him his own damn Fantastic Four suit like this one right here when him, Wolverine, became the new Fantastic Four. And it would just be poetic justice because the Fantastic Four appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man #1. In my mind, when I think of Spider-Man teaming up with other team members, I'm not like you. I'm not like the general audience. I am not thinking Avengers first. I'm thinking the Fantastic Four first. So please, Marvel, Kevin Feige, give it to us. Because if you don't, I'm gonna be in your walls, under your bed, Kevin Feige, saying 1A, 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 1A. But I think we ain't done yet because we also learned that the final runtime for the Fantastic Four First Steps is 1 hour and 55 minutes. Now, if you've been here before, you know just how much I do not care about runtimes. That shit does not affect my viewing experience. I've seen plenty of 3.5 hour plus movies that feel like 2 hours. I've seen plenty of 90-minute movies that feel like 3 hours. It's all about my experience in a movie because I would love to spend 10 hours with a great movie. But the one interesting thing is that it does share the exact same runtime as The Incredibles. So The Incredibles copied our whole fucking flow, word for word, bar for bar. We just gonna take some of that back though. Will the Fantastic Four be able to take the title of Best Fantastic Four movie ever from The Incredibles? I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see because from its inception, I've been saying The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie of all time. Now, I don't play this game anymore, but we got Fantastic Four skins coming to Fortnite. I, unfortunately, will not be partaking in such festivities because I have a child now. I have a whole ass Franklin Richards at home. And speaking of Franklin Richards, we now know what Galactus' motivation is in Fantastic Four First Steps. And it looks like a lot of our guesses were correct. He either wants to consume the Fantastic Four universe's Earth or he wants Franklin. He's really hitting him with the Green Goblin ultimatum from Spider-Man 1. Save MJ, the woman you love, or have mercy on the children. We are who we choose to be. Now choose! But if I was Galactus, I would be like, man, fuck the Earth. Give me your kid. Why eat one planet when I can get someone that can make universes? We're talking an unlimited supply of planets. Why even give him that option? If I was Galactus when the Fantastic Four are coming up to him saying, Galactus, we've come to bargain, I would say, what bargain? Give me your kid. I'ma eat it. And it looks like Galactus is gonna come very, very close. But my dog Herbie gonna play the best babysitter. Come on, Herbie. If Herbie die, I die. And on top of all this, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, who plays the Thing, and Joseph Quinn, who plays the Human Torch, actually gave some quotes on how they would describe Avengers Doomsday. We got an epic, tragic, intergalactic, and starry from Ebon Moss-Bachrach. Epic, mental, Downey, and Junior from Joseph Quinn, who, funny enough, actually looks like a young Robert Downey Jr. But all this damn edging got me so hyped, bro. Like, this Doom has to appear in Fantastic Four, right? This is the last movie until Doomsday comes out, I think. No, it's Brand New Day and then Doomsday. But we know this post-credit scene has to tie into the new Avengers post-credit scene, which is going to tie into Avengers Doomsday. We out here connecting dots. Oh, and by the way, thanks to a new teaser, we got our best look at Galactus yet. All I have to say is, he's a huge bitch! And also, look how good Johnny looks as the Human Torch. Fire! Here's the Thing on the cover of Men's Health. And also, here's humanoid experimental robot B-type integrated electronics. My bad. Hurry. In the lab, kitchen, cooking. Let this bot cook. They really just are pulling a number out of the Jetsons. I mean, this whole movie's vibe feels like the Jetsons. And they really got Herbie out here playing the Rosie role. Rosie! I've heard enough. 10 out of 10, no notes. Absolute cinema is on the way because I need the more than I need air. But that's all the new news we got. Let me know what you thought about all this news, my thoughts, theories, and opinions down in the comments below. And as always, like and follow for more.